Hello everyone, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Da. If you're new here, then welcome. Welcome all. This is a shifting video. You might hear some noises in the background. You might hear some insanely happy laughter. But it's been very quiet, so I'm not sure. Anyway, I want to jump right into my video. So, because of what happened to me last time in my other video, I was explaining about my surgery. I decided I would use that opportunity since I'm getting well, since nobody can touch me. I'm gonna go ahead and pay Toshinori back because of what he did to me. Also, someone else mentioned in the video, he's always like ripping your clothes. Yeah, he always is. So, I figured I would pay him back in a different way. Not necessarily by ripping his clothes, because obviously I can't see his reactions. He'll just ask me why I did it later. I needed something a little more concrete that would really affect him. You guys remember that episode where Toshinori made me sit on his lap? He would not let me go to the bathroom. And it was because I was trying to get at him. I was trying to get him. So I'm not crazy, okay? But in my previous video before that one, Toshinori kept running to the bathroom. So my guess was he had to doo-doo, right? But I couldn't smell anything, and he wouldn't let me in there. And I wanted to be in there so I could see him. So he wouldn't let me. Because of that, was it after that video? I think that was my mindset. I wanted him to have to go because I wanted to be able to go after him. Also, it didn't smell like anything, so I'm just like, what is he? What is he hiding for? So I thought it would be a good idea since Toshinori is at ease now. He thinks we're all good, and he think I forgot about it, even though it was ions ago, like months and months and months ago. I never ever ever forgot about this. He told me that was the closest he would ever get to killing me, and that's why he did it, because he says he would never kill me. So I don't know if I can really classify him as yandere. And I can't classify myself as yandere because obviously I'm more sane than him, right? So anyway, I went to his house and I decided I would go into all his cabinets, take out all of his food, and basically, so I have this powder laxative that you put over food. It's kind of like a little spice. So you wouldn't even notice it. You might notice like, oh, this tastes a little weird, but it's good, like that, or whatever. So I basically just poured laxative in like all of his food. And then, I kind of just wandered around his house and I went to check on him. He was asleep. I said, well, that's good because when he wakes up, he won't suspect anything. And I made sure not to show my face around there at all because I figured he would never suspect that it's me. And then I consulted my friend. I asked him about it and I said, how is he doing? And, is everything going to be okay when I get back? He said, I don't really think that's going to be okay when you get back. You're probably going to be in a lot of trouble. And I said, I don't 100% believe in your intuition. So if I don't believe in it, it can't happen, right? And he goes, well, people don't believe in aliens. People don't believe in, shifting, and people don't believe in like magic and stuff like that. But does that mean that it's not real? And doesn't mean it doesn't like exist. And he's like, you know better than anybody, and I sort of do know better. I do, but I figured. So I went back. And Toshinori was sitting down. He was eating a bowl of cereal. And I asked how he was doing, and he said, this is the only thing I've been able to keep down for a really long time. I'm like, oh, what happened? I'm pretending to be completely clueless. Obviously, it's because of me, because he obviously had to puke and everything too. Probably not just like, probably not just shit or whatever. So, Toshinori's like, this is the only thing I've been able to keep in my stomach for days. And he's like, I missed you. And I'm like, I missed you too. He's like, hold on, I got something for you. And I go, what does he have for me? He comes out, and it's Small Mite. So he goes out so All Might shows me to his little form, and I go over and I hug him, and I rub my face in his chest, and I'm looking to get the kind of reaction that I want from him. Like I want him to kind of hug me back and kind of just let me hug you in my boobs, like let my bosom put your face there and let me squeeze really tight. Like I know they're not that big, okay, but I just want to have that for that moment so that I could like blush and everything. Oh my gosh! Whenever I talk or think about that, my face starts freaking changing color. It's the worst thing ever. It might seem like it's really cute for those of you, but for those of us who actually have an issue with that or whatever, it's really hard to hide your feelings, especially like embarrassment, or if you like someone, you're trying to, and then someone points it out, you're blushing, and it's like, now you can't hide it, now it's like, it's really embarrassing, okay? I had people straight laugh at me for that because they, asking me if I was wearing like blush on my face. I'm like, why would I wear that to work? And they just bust out laughing, because my face was just, anyway. I just jumped into a whole different thing. Oh, say hi, Sears. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Can you guys tell that I'm feeling better? So anyway, Toshinori wouldn't do any of that, and I'm just like, okay, it's not let him go. And he's like, come with me, let's go sit down on the couch. So I'm sitting down there with him, and so I'm sitting on the couch with him, and I notice he's getting handsy with me. Like he's starting to like, he's slowly like doing this. He's like running his doing this and stuff, and I'm looking at him, and he's like looking away, and I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, everything's fine. And then he moves closer to me, and so he's basically playing like this little tease with me. And I'm like, why is he doing that? Because Toshinori never hits on me in small form. So now I'm getting a little bit suspicious because he just doesn't do that, guys, okay? He doesn't want to, he's already in a weakened state, and I've already agreed. As a grown up, we consented to this, that um, I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't try anything with him. I wouldn't take advantage of him because obviously he's too weak to like defend himself against me. He probably could, but I mean, if he wanted to become, really strong, he could do it in like a heartbeat. But I'm pretty sure. So it's just like, what is he doing? So I'm just kind of going with it, and so then he like leans up against me, kind of like this, and I'm just like, does he want me to? Does he want to like cuddle? And I don't really know what he wants because he's not speaking. So then he like lays down like this on his side, so he's behind me, and he has his arm like this. So I'm facing the awkward position to where I'm sitting like in front of his arm. By the way, I have on this cute yellow dress, okay? And I don't really like I don't like the pin skirt look, or this pin skirt kind of feel, or should I say. It looks really good on some people, but on me it feels like it's too tight, and I feel too constricted. But I'm wearing one because I figured, you know, I would only come there for like a second to see Toshinori and then probably leave, and then tell him my earliest time I come back would be like later on, like tomorrow or whenever. And I would just end up spending more time there. So I'm sitting there having this pin skirt thingy that I don't actually like, kind of. But it's comfortable though. I just don't like how it looks. So I'm sitting beside him, kind of like this, but then I relax a little, and like I said, his arms like this around me. So his arms in a weird position. So I'm like, okay, it's almost like he wants to cuddle with me, but he wants to be the one. Like I'm being the, what am I? I don't know if it's, who's the spoon if you're, I don't know. It's almost like spooning kind of, but he wants to be behind me. So now I'm really suspicious because I'm like, his hand is starting to run like on the bottom of like, his hand is running along my knee, and he's kind of like playing. He's kind of like, I don't know if he just wants to like tease this notion of him like that. Also, his whole body changes when he gets big, so I mean, that part of you want that part. You can probably control it, obviously, and then, but I'm just like, we agreed not to while you're in that form, just because I don't want him to feel like he's vulnerable. So I just, so after he plops down and he does this, he's doing all that, and I just lay down with him. I'm just laying there. I'm just like, what the hell? So then I'm like, okay, what is, I'm just laying there, and then I hear like a pop, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And I look at him, and he's got his hand here. So remember how his hand was on me weird? Well, then he changed back, okay, so that he's in his like, he's not small mighty anymore. He changed into big all might, and he has a needle in his hand, and he's like, remember when he's like, remember the first time I drugged you? I thought I thought I had a victory. I thought I got away with it. And then, bam, I fell flat on my face. And the next thing I remember is waking up with my dick out. Sorry, that's supposed to be censored. I remember waking up with my junk out. And then I saw you, and I couldn't really see you. I just saw your hands moving, and I felt incredible, but I couldn't deal with it, so I moved away because I couldn't let you have what you wanted. And I'm looking up at him, and I'm just like, none of that registered, okay? He was saying the words, and it's kind of like they just bounced off my face, like bloop, and just kind of like went back toward him, kind of like an echo. So I didn't really hear what he was saying. So I'm like, oh, he's already drugged me then. That's why the words are not processing. That's why it's not getting through. So I can't really hear much of anything he's saying. Okay. But I heard that part. And I heard, since you decided to torture me, then this is the last time I'm ever going to give you your freedom when you come here. And I'm like, Toshinori, I'm so sorry that I did that to you. He's like, you're always saying sorry after you do it, but I feel like you're not really sorry. Like, you wanted me to suffer. Because for 3 days, I kept eating that same food. He said, it took me a while. Then that doctor had to examine me. Do you know what he did to me? And I'm like, no. He's like, the same thing I'm going to do to you. And he like smirks. I'm like, oh no. It's probably something anal, isn't it? Oh my God, what did I do? So I'm over here kind of like flipping out. I'm just like, okay, wait, hold on a minute. I'm like, wait. He goes, no, I didn't know what was wrong with me. He said the doctor didn't know what was wrong with him and they had to do a full examination. So they examined him and he says he feels, even though the doctor did that, he said he feels like he can never get back a piece of his pride that was taken away. And luckily it was me who did it because he said, now I can take yours away from you. So I'm like, okay, well, I was like, and so like, I feel like the medicine kind of draining me. And he takes this other needle out, and I said, "What's that?" And he said, "This is to make you. This is to bring you back to consciousness. That way, by the time I have you tied up, you come back, you'll be conscious enough to feel all of this and be able to understand everything that I'm doing to you." And I'm like, "You want me to be conscious?" And he goes, he just like, and just like to top off of it. And then he like uses his hand to kind of push me over because at this point I'm just, my body is just kind of like this. I'm just numb. And he sticks me right, he pokes me right in my ass with it. I feel like the little pinch, but that's it. That's it. I don't really actually feel it because I have a big butt. So then he lifts up the bottom of my dress and he's like, he's reaching up and he feels the back of like the top part of the strap of like where my panties are, like my undies, and he pulls them down and then he just pulls them completely off and he's like, you don't really need those, do you? And he's like, I should go change into my outfit. And I'm like, you got like a leather outfit, you know? I really am trying to make the best I can out of this situation. Okay. And then so Toshinori comes back. He's dressed up in a white coat. Okay. He's got a stethoscope on it. He's got a stethoscope on his neck. And he has the biggest smile on it. He's walking toward me. And he goes, Cotton Candy, this is going to be the worst day of your life. And I go, help. At this point, I've been calling my guide and everything. I really am sorry, like, for everything I did at this point, because I'm just like, I need to rewind time and I need to go backwards. And I need to make sure I don't do this to him again, because I know that even if I run away and I come back, there's definitely a hell to pay, but I'm just not ready to deal with this right now at this moment. So I'm laying there and he comes closer to me. He's like, let's check your heartbeat first. Let's make sure you have a steady heartbeat. He puts his hand here and he kind of like, he's doing this. And then so then he takes his other hand and he's like fondling like the left side of like my boob. And he starts rubbing on my nipple. And basically he's trying to get me worked up. And he's listening with his stethoscope. He goes, your heartbeat's a little slow. I'm worried. We need to do a complete examination of your entire body. That means that this dress has to go. What do you think he did in my dress? Rip. Just, I literally heard the rip. Like my eyes widen. I'm like, oh. So then, okay, so he's like, I need to check other areas too for a heartbeat or for a pulse. He's like listening with the stethoscope. But he's like playing around. He's like biting and teasing. And I'm just like, oh my God. He's having fun, okay? He's having the time of his life. exploring and examining my body, but also making me like react to certain things. And then checking for my heartbeat. And like, oh, it beat a lot faster this time when I did that. And I'm just like, Doctor, I'm like, Dr. Toshinori. He goes, you're not allowed to speak. And I'm like, Dr. Toshinori. And he goes, shh, I can't hear your heart if you're talking. And I'm like, yes, you can. You have the stethoscope right in your ear. And so then he's like, I'll be right back. Since you keep defying me, since you keep disobeying what I want, then I'm gonna have to stop you from talking. So he goes to the other room. He grabs a ball, like in a gag, and he puts it in my mouth. He like wraps it around. So now I have this thing in my mouth and I can't speak. And I go and I do like this, and I'm like, I'm signaling to him like safe word. You know, I'm doing this, and he goes, no. And I'm like, no. So then I'm laying there, right? And he comes back in and he's like, okay, so we need to move this to the bed. So he picks me up and he's like, cotton candy doll. And he takes me in the other room. He's like, cotton candy doll. And I'm like, why is he doing this? You know, he's like repeating my name. And he goes, first, I need you to. He's like, first, I think I need to give you some more medicine, like some special medicine this time. And I'm like, what kind of medicine? And at this point, I'm just like, okay, so I kind of deserve this, I guess. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't actually deserve this because I was just getting back for something he did. So I'm like, you know, man, well, what medicine are you gonna give me? Obviously, he can't hear me because I had a gag on. So I'm just like, oh. And he's like, it's useless to talk to me like that. I can't understand the words you're saying. So then I'm laying there, and he's like, oh, by the way, I'm laying there, you know. I'm still wearing like my bra and stuff, but I just don't have on any like panties or anything. So he's like, where is it? And he's looking in his closet. I'm like, is he gonna try to put me on like a bunny outfit? I really don't want to do that. But then he reaches into like the small drawer next to it, and I'm like, oh no. It's the freaking jumping jelly bean thingy, the Mexican jelly bean thingy. And he goes, here you go. He's like, this is why you didn't work. See, I told you these. He's like, see, I told you these were useless. He's like holding up my panties and like doing this. And then he drops them and he's like, and he has a Mexican jelly bean in his hand and he goes, that goes inside of you. There you go. He's like, and I'm waiting for it to like give me hell. This thing is literally like, it's like the beat of my existence. If he starts turning it on, guys, I will not be able to control myself. So, I mean, I won't be able to stop moving. So he's like, I'm not gonna do this just yet. I have something else for you. And I'm like, what else do you have? This is probably the worstest thing you could have given me. I mean, besides the bunny outfit. Give me the bunny outfit. I'll take that over this. So then he's like, well, you know what? I'm going to let this keep you company for a while. He presses the button. And so, like, the way I'm laying on the bed, I still can't completely move, but I'm starting to get some of my consciousness back so I can move my fingers a little. He knows I can't turn or move my body. So he takes the button to stop it and he puts it right near my fingers. And I'm trying to reach. I literally cannot. My muscles are like dead. When I say dead, I mean like dead to like sleep. It's too relaxed. And I can only just like move my fingers. And he put the button like right next to me. So I'm making all these noises and I'm moving and trying to like, you know, it's kind of like a situation. And he's like, what's that? He's like, does it feel good? Do I need to turn up the volume a little bit? He's like, keep making noise and I'll turn it up. So then I'm like, you know, I'm trying to not to, but it's like impossible. And then he comes back and he's like, I think I've had fun toying with you for a while, but I have something else too. And I'm like, what the hell else is he doing? Like, what else could you possibly be doing, Toshinori? This man, he sits on the bed, kind of like he picks me up so that I'm sitting on him like this, but then he does this. So he like, okay, so I'm going to show you him. So I am like this, right, but sitting, okay? And then he does this. So now I'm over his lap. And I'm like, okay, so I'm over his lap. I'm like, oh, I have the little jumping Mexican jelly bean thing in me. I really can't move my arms and legs a lot. And he takes this paddle he has. I never seen it before, guys. It was a black paddle, okay? And he starts smacking it against my butt. So I'm trying to like move a little bit, but I really can't because there's no way for me to move. So I can do scream with this thing in my mouth. Oh my god. I kind of, and you know the funny thing is he has me right in front of his whole scrotum area, like that area. My face is right over there. And I wished I wasn't wearing a gag. And I feel like that was punishment for me because obviously you guys know if I'm that close, what do you think I'll do? I'm definitely gonna try and like lick them or do something. But it's my mouth is blocked. So all I can do is kind of like rub it with a ball. So now I'm basically rubbing balls together. Rubbing balls. So then he's like, oh, you're still trying to, be in some, you're still trying to have some kind of control, even though, you've clearly lost it. And he's like, I had enough of these games. And I'm like, so then he stops pedaling me. He only did it about 5 times. He did it really hard, but he did it hard enough to, after the last time he did it, my eyes were like watering, okay? And it wasn't crying, they were just watering. Like he knew I was going to start crying. He probably would have kept going, but because that little act saved my life, me rubbing my ball up against him. Yeah, my ball, my big ball in my mouth. So then, so then he like puts the paddle away, and he removes like his shirt, and then he removes his pants, and obviously, surprise, surprise, he wasn't wearing any undies, which I already knew, and of course he was bulging out there, ready to like completely penetrate. And I didn't forget about, the bean that was in me. And I'm just like, oh God, if the bean is, if the bean is already in the area of pleasure, the woman area, like if it's already penetrated me, not in my ass, okay, then obviously he has no place else to go but in my anal area, right? So he gets close to me and then he puts his hand like directly on like where my back is, and he kind of pushes me down so that I'm like sprawled out into the. Oh, by the way, guys, sorry, this is a cringy video. This is a really cringy video. So I'm not ready for this at all. There's no way for me to get ready for it. So then he has me sprawled out like this. He's like, then I feel him like rubbing up against like his actual like rocket, rubbing up against like my entrance to my ass. And then he doesn't stick it in. He's like right at the entrance. And he's like, and then I do like this. I do like I kind of do like a thing where my hands kind of slide down and I do this. And so then he stops. He's like, oh. He's like, what the? He's like, cotton candy doll. And I hear him and I can't respond because I have the ball in my mouth, but I'm just like, I'm not really making any noises or anything. So then he's like, maybe I need to like actually snap her conscious for this because I need to do that because I don't, It's like cotton candy doll. I'm about to enter you, and I'm just dead silent, and I'm just like, I did like this whole dead reflex thing where it was like I just passed out from him saying those words. So then I feel him get off the bed, and I'm like, what is he going to do? And my head just snaps to the side as soon as he gets up because it's like, what is he doing? So then he comes back in. He's like, this is what we'll do to you. So he takes the tape. It's like black. It's kind of weird black tape. It's really sticky, okay? He starts taping my arm to the bedpost. This arm. He starts taping it. And he takes my other arm. He starts taping it. Not my wrist. Not this part. Because this part is I'm kind of doing this. Like, he does this part. He tapes it there. Then he comes to the bottom to where I was, and he's like, he does like this again. It shows me the syringe, and he bites the cap off and goes like that. And he goes, "This is gonna wake you up from your sleep. That way you understand what I'm doing." He's like, "I'm gonna fully penetrate you, and then there'll be nothing you can do, and you have no choice but to despair, scream, squirm." He's saying all this to me, and I'm like, "Is this Toshinori?" But this is definitely Toshinori. I made sure that I came to the right place. He's just really like mad, I guess. But he's showing it, and it's in such a scary, like, what's the word? He being a total creep. He's like, "Look at the look on your face. You look so scared right now." And I'm just like, I have to get out of here. I'm calling my guide. I'm calling my guide. I'm calling my guide. I'm like, "Please, please, please, come get me." And as soon as he sticks me with this stuff, I instantly like wake up. And I'm just like wide awake, and I can feel like I feel this. I feel the jumping jelly bean more intensely. It's vibrating in me, and I'm kind of like jerking all over the place. And my legs are and stuff are actually able to move in my hands. So I'm kind of like trying to move more. And he goes, "There you are. Now you're awake." And he's like, and so then he pulls my waist to him, and he makes it so that my legs are wrapped around him, and then he lifts me up with his hands. So both of his hands are on the bottom of like my buttocks, so my butt cheeks. So my butt cheeks are basically resting on his hands, and then I can feel his long like bracket beneath me, and it's hard, and he's getting ready to move me like upward. I guess he can like rub up against like I guess like against my clit or whatever. He wants to like rub up against it to like stimulate me. So then his hands start to go in where the jumping jelly bean is. And so like now I start climaxing. So I'm having trouble trying not to like move or scream or anything. So then he's like, "I think this is the perfect time to like enter." So then he's like, "I'm about to enter," and I go, I can't speak through the ball, but I say pineapple, pineapple. And as soon as I say pineapple, I'm like, I'm gone. I'm just out of there, okay? I am saved by my guide. I was gonna say saved by the bell. Saved by my guide, okay. My guide saved me. And I'm so glad I did this because he was not coming to my rescue. I called him so many times and he never came. I don't know why he didn't come. Yes, you over there. I don't know why he didn't come to me. My friend told me this would happen. The thing is, regardless of whether you believe in something or not, it exists, and guess what? Even if it exists, it's gonna affect you, yeah. So you should definitely listen to whoever tells you some advice, especially if they have foresight or can see in the future. So that sort of thing. And there's many places I've been. I'm just trying to think of, what my plan is gonna be when I go back there, guys. What should I do? I have no idea. I'm like so completely lost on like what I should do. By the way, sorry I look a hot mess today, guys. I didn't really do any makeup like that. My nails aren't done. I've actually been like resting at home for almost like 3 or 4 weeks now. I'm really ready to get back out there now. I feel 100% better. Although I can't actually return to work until like Monday. But I'm pretty much in the clear now to do normal stuff. I just can't push it. So, Toshinori, I feel like that wasn't going to be normal stuff. Okay, that was over. Maybe I'll try it with him one day, but I feel like that really is crossing the line. Maybe he felt like he had every right because I'm guessing he probably had a colonoscopy or not a colonoscopy. What is it called? Where the doctor reaches up your, you know what, your special place, and they like feel around in there for stuff, or he probably had to get something had to get examined that he didn't like, probably his butt because of the issues he was having. Because I gave him so much, I put so much of that laxative medicine in all his food. I did deserve that. I wouldn't want to, it's karma, like 900% karma coming back your way. I'm definitely going to be more careful. I'm going to wear, you know what? I'm going to wear a chastity belt when I go back there. But this is the thing. I'm only going to have it so that it covers like my butthole. Oh, I know. Oh, by the way, this is not censored, guys. Sorry. I tried to censor it a little bit, but if you've been watching my videos already, you already know what kind of videos these are going to be, okay? It's usually BDSM. It's usually like sexual stuff. Because Toshinori and I are, This is not, you know. I mean, I didn't fall in love with any little kids there because I'm a normal person. I'm not a sicko. So I mean, I feel the older men, yeah, those are my high. Even what is his name? The orca guy. He's cute, but it's not just because he's an orca. Like I've seen him without. For some reason, I think I've seen him as like a human or something. These guys do not look. Um, they look like 10 times better there. I don't know why, but I like Toshinori anyway. I didn't fall in love with Toshinori because of his looks. I fell in love with him because of who he is and because of what he does for people, and because I feel like we have that same connection. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna write a letter that says, Toshinori, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. But yeah, I think I have that plan to wear a chastity belt. I don't know how that's gonna work for just my like that area. Just I'm just thinking of what I can do. Toshinori probably was trying to figure out how to break that crap. He'll probably try and break that belt off of me. He probably will be able to because he's that strong. Plus, I know for a fact Toshinori will not be gentle, especially for a first time for something like that. Because the thing is for me, for him, it will be like losing my virginity for the first time ever. That's what it will be like for me. For him, it'll be like breaking someone's virginity for the first time. But this is like a once in a lifetime thing you can have with someone. So it's not something that can be done again. It's literally a once in a lifetime thing. So he wants to see like what type of he wants to see that. It's like a first time thing. It's like seeing like your child walk for the first time or hearing him talk for the first time if you never get that moment again. So he's gonna try and take advantage of it as much as he can. And I wanna try and stop him like 100%. So I'm just not down for that. I mean maybe I'll try it if it's him, it's okay. I might be okay with it if it's him. You know. Kegel, hell no. Okay, nothing that huge is going in that part of my body. Something that huge already goes into a part of my body. But that's hell no. That's definitely off limits. So I'm not gonna. I can't argue, guys. Okay, I did wrong. I did. I should have only put the laxative on only one thing instead of all of his food, because that means every single day he's been constantly. I wonder if he was hospitalized. I really didn't think about how much harm I could have killed him, and then I would have I would have dug his grave up, pulled off pieces of his hair, like try to take huge chunks of it and like make a like weave something out of it. I'm not crazy. I would have needed something to hold on to, but it would have been my fault for killing him. Like I wouldn't be able to like do anything crazy to him. I don't know. Like he probably almost died from that, and that's why he's like. But at the same time, he was using this as an opportunity to like torture me, and he was so gung ho about it, like let's go type deal. I'm just like, I just can't believe that. But also, I should not have done it. Like I learned my lesson big time. Like my ass was almost grass. Like no, definitely not. Like I would have been able to sit for weeks, talk about like anything else. And I think I deserved it? Maybe a little, but I mean, what do you think my next plan should be when I go there? I think the chastity belt's a great idea. I'll leave that one hole open, not the other. Okay, that will be your glory for the day. Your glory hole. That will be it just for that day. Oh. Oh, I wish I could have seen him on the toilet. Dang it, I've yet to see that. I only see him sitting there like. I want him to like get embarrassed and blushed and look at me with that face. I want to see it. I don't know. It just does something to me. It probably does the same thing. Seeing him like that probably does to me what it does to him when he sees me like that. Probably the same thing. It's like this sensation you get. You want more of it, and it's almost like it's not really an addiction. It's more of a desire. So it's something you want, but you may not always get what you want all the time. Oh, when I go back there, I might have to just drug him. and tie him up and bind him really tightly some kind of way to where he can't get me. And then, just give him kisses and hugs and, and just tell him and just keep apologizing to him every day I go there. Like, I don't know what else to do. I'm sorry I look so bad, guys. Oh, I look horrible, I know. And the thing is, I thought this was my newer. wig. I actually got my old one. Oh, it doesn't actually look that bad. It looks okay. And I have a purple one too that it just didn't look right with this. Also, I'm not wearing my apron either because I didn't want to put it on. It's just too hot for that. It really is. Like, we have a heat wave right now. It's probably not going away anytime soon. And I can't go swimming yet. Not really cleared. I am, but I'm not. Guys, help me make a plan, okay? What are we gonna do? Seriously. I feel like that's the best plan right now. Just tie him up when I come there. Apologize to him every day for the rest of like eternity. So he can't get me, and then or always be in public with him. Or that sort of thing. But I need him to stop pursuing that particular thing. Like, I don't want him to want that anymore. It's not a piece of well, it is a piece of me, but it's not the piece that I want him to have a grasp of. I don't know. You guys are into that sort of thing? Maybe if you can share if you want to. I mean, I'm free to share. I'm open to share. I'm open to talk. I've had all this time to like slowly recover. I'm so glad I was able to do a video last time and tell you guys what happened to me and like what I was actually going through. It's good to share some personal things sometimes. And for me, this is my private, life with Toshinori. And I have no problem sharing it with you guys. So if you guys want to share some things or some ideas of what you think I should do, then it's fine. I think we should genuinely sit down and talk. But I think he's past the point of talking to me. I think he's still like fuming on the inside. He's still angry. So I just don't know how I'm going to come about. And I know, Keigo is in a mist somewhere, but obviously it's not really his fight. So I don't think he's going to let Keigo in on that because I feel like for Toshinori, whenever me and him have something that's personal, it's personal. He's not involving anybody else. It's literally between me and him until I can resolve it or until I can let, him punish me or I can like find some kind of truce or something. So, but next time I go back, I see Keigo. So I know Keigo's not going to give his borrowed time to Toshinori because it's kind of like he doesn't have it. They don't have a lot of time with me like that. He's not going to give up his time with me. So I'm really not worried there. Plus, they live like hundreds of yards away from each other. So I'm not gonna have to worry about him. But I am worried about him in the sense that he wants to get back at me, and I don't know what he's planning. So you guys help me come up with the plan. Also, but yeah. Thank you guys for supporting me, for like being a part of my videos. Shout outs to all of you. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give this video a like. If you hated it, you know what to do. By the way, I'm so sorry this was a cringy video, guys. I should have warned you before. I usually do. I tell you to get your snacks or whatever you got to do to sit through the video. Kind of the same tactics whenever you're learning like some type of tutorial or something, you get snacks. It helps you sit through the video, or if you're learning, or if you have kids that are learning on, their ABCs or whatever, then you would get them some like goldfish crackers or some like cut up some fruit or some oranges. You put them in like this little cup and you sit them in front of there. And you go, you need to learn this. Now eat while you learn. And then you sit there, juice cup there next to them, and they're like, it's kind of like that sort of thing with my videos sometimes when it's cringy. I'm sorry, guys. I did not warn you beforehand. Maybe I'll write that in the, I don't know if you guys read the descriptions. Maybe I'll write it in there. Also, I'm so glad I got used to not giving things away. Oh yeah, I should end the video here. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to put in your experience. You can share with me like what you think I should do too. Like, I do want to kind of know about you guys and what you're up to as well. I did tell you guys I will be doing less videos, but that's only because I am getting back into work. I mean, I will be starting going back to work, so I won't be able to do videos. And before I couldn't do them because I was still recovering. So now that I'm almost like 100% back at myself, yeah, I'm feeling great. I don't know what I might do. Anyway, guys, thank you guys. I'll just end the video here. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.